Hello there, and welcome to this taster video on what's involved when we deliver this risk assessment course of BRCs. So here at STC, we take BRC's course materials and we just make sure that your Zoom session is absolutely interactive and with great discussion going on, so that at the end of the day, our attendees walk away with some value from the course. And hopefully they can go into their workplace and use the tools that we have shared and the discussion points that we have shared. And I like to always remind people that trainers learn from attendees just as much as attendees learn from trainers. And it's all through this interactive discussion that we have using the BRC course materials. Right at the end of this course, you get a BRC certificate because it is a BRC qualification. So let's just take a quick look at what's involved. It is a one-day course. And as we move through this, there's a lot of content, but I just picked a couple of slides to show you some of the things that we talk about. So we are absolutely assessing risk. That's what it's all about, right? And it can be a challenge in the workplace to really look at genuine risk, right? Compliance is compliance, but it is primarily for the purpose of mitigating risk, right? And we want to do so in a sensible way so that the business is a success. We don't want to enforce huge costs or checks that are not sensible or not value adding. It is all about assessing risk so that we can mitigate it in a sensible way. And we certainly do have these sorts of discussions here. So just going back to the issue of compliance, the risk assessment requirement, you will see that in all of BRC's standards, right? And it is a huge component of the standard. BRC gives us specific requirements in the clauses, but they also give us flexibility in how we meet those requirements. Okay, and so this course is not just for the BRC food standard, it is for all the BRC standards. And having said just that, it is also for attendees who have nothing to do with BRC. So if you're just looking for a course on how to manage risk assessment in industry, in any industry, by all means, this course is for you. It is supported by the BRC standards, yes, but we're also just looking at very, very sensible principles that can be applied across industries. All right. We look at the methodologies of completing risk assessments, starting with who should be involved. Okay, and usually it's a team. You don't need to be on your own. So it is great to be supported by a team. And we go through all the following steps of completing a good risk assessment. Just starting at this point here. Saying that, there are a variety of models that can be used, right? And we cover a lot of these tools on how to complete risk assessment. The main risk assessment that people always start off with, and in fact BRC starts with it as well, is HACCP OHRA. You find that as one of the first risk assessments mentioned in all of the standards. It's HACCP OHRA, right? And it is the most prescriptive risk assessment we'll ever have to do is HACCP OHRA or FMEA if that's the tool of your choice. But going from that point onwards, risk assessment methodologies are very flexible and less prescriptive. So we take a look at the different tools that you could apply across all those other requirements in the standard as well. So these are some of the tools that we look at. And we also obviously discuss control measures, because what is the point of doing a risk assessment if not for the purpose of then mitigating that risk, right? So the two go hand in hand. What is the risk so that I can do something about it? And we have some good debate on this particular slide right here. Moving on, right, there is also the option of working with STC for in-house training for your site, if you so choose, and that is an advanced risk assessment course. So our STC addition to the BRC course materials is simply for the purpose of taking the subject a bit further. To be honest, we could talk for a week just on risk assessment. It is such a huge subject. And we find that perhaps the one-day BRC course isn't enough for your staff. Perhaps you just want us to delve a bit deeper, right? As I say, the core content is the BRC content, but if you wish to expand the course just a bit further to this advanced level, then we add significantly more detail and discussion into this element of the STC course. And we broaden the subject to total quality management. All right. And so, yeah, that's prompts for some good discussion as well. We look at some additional tools. We delve into design and process FMEAs a bit deeper here. We look at how validation plays a part in ensuring that processes are stable to further mitigate risk, stable and capable. We look at how auditing plays a part in mitigating risk, process control, the broader, much broader subject of change management, which always triggers risk for any business, and that bigger picture of total quality management. Yeah, that is the end of this little talk, this little taster session that we bring you for the BRC risk assessment course and also the advanced STC course. And we hope you find that interesting, and we hope to see you on one of our courses soon.